Hey, what's good, ASL Alliance? This is Ace Trainer Ryan, coach of the Augusta Agrons, and we're getting into our Week 7 match, I do believe, versus Cigtar and the Lanturn Lights. New coach, so we're definitely going to put him through the ringer, see what he's made of, and we have a good team to do it. We have a few different mons coming up. We did make a couple changes during the week, and we're going to make a couple changes next week too that I'm super excited about. So looking at his team, we do have some issues, some threats. Tapu Koko, Crobat, very fast. Gothitelle and Trapinch, some annoying trappers. Ninetales and Manectric are decently fast. Ninetales hitting pretty hard in the sun. Manectric does outspeed most of our team and can be annoying with a Specs or maybe even a Scarf. Thievul's a little bit of a wild card. I know it can be a little annoying with the ability Steadfast. Not Steadfast, Stakeout. And then Cherim can be annoying in the sun. Had some problems with that in practice. I actually got swept by like a physical Swords Dance Cherim. It was bananas. And then Trapinch being another one of his Dynamax options. So we built the team that we think will help mitigate this as much as possible. We have Choice Band Rillaboom. Choice Band Rillaboom is going to be really strong. Grassy Glide just all around like strong stab move. I mean, you run in Rillaboom, you're probably running Grassy Glide. Got the U-turn for stuff like Gothitelle. Slower mons like Toxapex just to get some chip on them. U-turn so we can get the heck out if we get trapped by mons like Gothitelle. High horsepower, really good. We got a lot of ground weaknesses on the opponent's team, as you can see. Koko, Ninetales, Manectric, Toxapex, and Incineroar, 5 ground weaknesses, quite a bit. And then we have the Darkest Lariat. Now, we are running this over knockoff specifically if we do get trapped by Gothitelle. Into fully HP, full defense Gothitelle, Darkest Lariat does like 70 to 90% somewhere in there. Huge damage. So we can knock that thing out. It can't really set up on Rillaboom, so that's going to be super useful. We have a physical wall in RHYDON. Now, because we have trappers on my opponent's team, we had to get a little bit creative. So, oh crap, what am I doing? So we had to get a little bit of creative with Horn Drill, and Horn Drill lets it so, if we get burned by Incineroar, if we get knocked off, whatever, if he tries to set up on us, obviously Earthquake and Stone Edge aren't going to do anything to Gothitelle, so we got Horn Drill. This makes it so if he tries to set up on us, he's going to have to deal with Horn Drill coming at his face, and I'm just waiting for that thing to drop off. Hopefully we can get some kills with that. That'd be pretty awesome, actually. But we got the Eviolite. This thing is really just meant to take hits from Incineroar at close combats, do less than 30% from non-offensive Incineroar. Knockoff is going to be doing nothing. Will-O-Wisp, Parting Shot, it doesn't really matter to RHYDON because that's not what he's here for. He's here to set up rocks, get some good chip, and probably Horn Drill some Pokemon. But if we don't end up getting burned or Parting Shotted and getting our attack lowered, then Earthquake and Stone Edge is going to be hitting pretty much his whole team for super effective damage. We move on to one of the new mons on our team, Kira. I'm super excited to use this Pokemon. You look at its stats, and it's got really decent speed with 95. It can be special or physical, 130 in each stat, and it has a huge 125 HP stat backed up by 90 in each defense. So super solid Pokemon here, not a whole lot of weaknesses. So this week we're running a defensive, just max HP, max attack, leftovers with Earth Power, Freeze Dry, Roost, and Sheercold. HP is very important on Kieran. We need this thing to be able to tank hits from stuff like Koko, stuff like Ninetales, stuff like Incineroar, and with Roost and leftovers we should be able to do that pretty well. With max HP we live hits like Modest, Specs, Koko, I think does like 98% max with Dazzling Gleam, which is a lot, but that is max, and we will be firing back with an Earth Power to hopefully knock out the Tapu Koko. So this one is one of our defensive answers to Koko, and even if this thing is lowered, if we let something go down to something slow like Trapinch or Toxapex, maybe we can come in and heal back up. Sheer Cold, literally just so if we get trapped by Gothitelle, we can kill that thing. I had Shadow Ball, I do believe, on this set before, and it just wasn't doing enough to Gothitelle before it could start setting up and resting in front of Kyurem. So that's the plan for Kyurem. Definitely love this Pokemon. Nice defensive Pokemon. Good answer to stuff like Ninetales. Is going to be my main Ninetales switch in probably at least a couple times. Another Mon in the back I'm bringing for that as well. We got Hitmonlee next. Now, Hitmonlee, Electric Seed. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Why Electric Seed? Now, why not Grassy Seed? Because I really need this thing to be able to come in and revenge Tapu Koko. We have Earthquake, we have Stone Edge, we have Knockoff, we have Close Combat. It's going to do good damage to most of the team. But the main point is Earthquake into Tapu Koko will probably darn near take it out. As well as prevent like an obvious switch in from like Toxapex. Crobat still pretty much walls us. I have to hit like a Stone Edge if he does end up bringing that, but Hitmonlee with its Unburden boost will be outspeeding everything on his team besides like a random Scarf Tapu Koko, which would be absolutely wild. Speaking of Scarf, we have Tauros this week. And I absolutely love this set that we're bringing. So if you peep this set, we're running 28 speed Adamant. Now with a Choice Scarf, this will outspeed Timid Koko. It will outspeed Timid Crobat by 1 point. This thing tops out at 201 speed. Koko and Crobat max out at 200 even with Timid Nature. We're doing over half with Body Slam. We hit everything pretty well with high horsepower and close combat. Throat Chop for Gothitelle is not the best answer to Gothitelle, but we do have it just in case. It would be horrible if Gothitelle did trap this thing, so we're definitely going to be trying to avoid stuff like that happening. And next up we have Musharna. So we have Shed Shell and we have Baton Pass. The reason we do is because a taunt Gothitelle can still trap us and set up on us and basically destroy us. If we're taunted, we can't Calm Mind next to it, we can't Moonlight. So it's very important that we're able to get the heck out of there with our Shed Shell. So we're going to be trying to keep that on. We don't want to get knocked off by Incineroar under any circumstances. But we're running max HP, max special defense. This is going to be stuff like our Manectric switch in, our Ninetales switch in. It's going to take hits from, hopefully it takes a hit from Cherrim, hopefully. Honestly, if he's not taunt on his Gothitelle, which he might overlook, this thing can actually beat it 1v1. And the reason I say that is because with us being like max HP, max special defense, if we Calm Mind right beside him Cosmic Powering, it pretty much comes down to a crit. And the difference is Moonblast. So with Moonblast, we will actually be able to do normal damage versus him. And I've calced this, if we're at +6, he's at +6, and we get a crit Moonblast, it is like 118 min. Super awesome. If he crits us with +6 stored power, it only does about 58 max. So Musharna not really caring about that with Moonlight, and of course we have a little bit more reliable recovery. Hopefully we can get a crit on that thing. We only have 8 Moonlights, which is kind of like a downfall of Musharna, but it is what it is. We're working with what we got. And then Baton Pass, maybe we can Baton Pass some Calm Minds into Kyurem. But Baton Pass also being like a slow pivoting move, so hopefully that can come into play. But that's about it, you guys. I'm gonna get right into the match so you guys enjoy. Hey, what's up, peeps? Welcome back for our ASL battle this week. We got the boy Cigtar. So as you can see, this is a replay. I just had some personal stuff going on with some family, and I didn't really want to tell my extended family to be quiet while I record this match. It's kind of rude, they're guests in my house. So kind of just played this match, and I just planned on recording the commentary after the match. So we do see team preview here. So he didn't bring Ninetales, which is awesome. Ninetales versus my team just kind of, it's a little rough, okay? The thing's fast enough that it can nasty plot on something like a switch into Musharna, and +2 overheats, +2 flamethrowers. Really going to hurt Musharna, even with a special defense, even with a max special defense set. Looking at his team, It's going to be interesting. We do have his only Dynamax in Trap Inch, I do believe. The Trapper Gothitelle is here. Incineroar for a nice defensive pivot. Crobat really fast, as well as a Defogger, so that can hinder RHYDON. Toxapex is here. You know, self-explanatory, horrible Pokemon. And we have Tapu Koko, super fast. Alright, so I did elect to just lead RHYDON here, and he is just going to lead Koko. This is probably the worst lead I could have seen for RHYDON, barring like maybe Gothitelle. But with Horn Drill, we have something that can hopefully get us out of that sticky situation. So as much as I want to set up Rocks here or Earthquake, this thing does run Grass Knot on some sets, and that's always going to kill RHYDON. So we have to scout. So I am just going to go right back into Musharna. And I'm glad I did. We did see Grass Knot. That was definitely going to be a dead RHYDON if I'd have stayed in there. Literally would have died for no reason, and we would have been fighting 6v5 for no reason. So he's going to go into his Incineroar here, which is fine. I'm trying to feel this guy out. It's his first battle, so he does make defensive switches. I'm going to go ahead and get a Calm Mind up on the switch from Koko, doubling into RHYDON, my defensive wall, just to take hits from Incineroar. He does knock off, which is fine. You know, we only take like 15% from that thing, which tells us it doesn't have a lot of attack investment, if any. He does like to go for Will-O-Wisp, which is fine. RHYDON's not really here to dish out hits, it's here to take them. He does end up parting shotting out as we get our rocks up, and the Gothitelle traps us. We did Stone Edge just because I did kind of expect a double into something like Crobat. Gothitelle makes much more sense though. We're super weakened, we're burned, and he traps us. As far as he knows, this is a golden opportunity to set up. Little does he know, we're going to start firing up the Horn Drills. He does Charm us, so it's very interesting because you got to think like probably Charm and then some kind of like Cosmic Power, Stored Power set. So it's definitely questionable whether this thing actually has a taunt to 1v1 Musharna. And this thing just has no fear. This guy, Cigtar, he has no fear. He sees the Horn Drill on the Charm. He says, you know, looking at his team, he doesn't really have anything to switch in. The only thing that's obvious is he has Trap Inch that can Dynamax. OHKO moves don't work on Dynamax Pokemon. But he would have to risk Trap Inch switching in, which is definitely something he might not want to risk if it's his only Dynamax Mon. So he's going to keep setting up Cosmic Powers here. Very, very scary as we keep clicking Horn Drill. Please, can we get lucky? We keep hitting to the left. RHYDON needs some glasses, man. He did not put his contacts in this morning, and this Gothitelle literally has no fear. Absolutely no fear as it goes to +3 in each defense. I'm going to let you know this thing could go to +50 in each defense. If I hit a Horn Drill, it's gone. I was literally rapidly just spamming Horn Drill, just clicking, and just skipping turns trying to see this Gothitelle just disappear off my screen. I wanted it dead so much because I packed this tech. Shout out to my friends Ryan and Badass Frostless Matthew for giving me these ideas. Super helpful, guys. They do a lot for me prepping for these matches. But yeah, he's the Gothitelle without fear. He's going to eventually say, alright, I'm sick of this thing. I don't want to press my luck anymore. He just KOs us with the Stored Power. So we see 3 moves already. Charm, Cosmic Power, Stored Power. If the last move isn't Taunt, then he can't 1v1 Musharna, and if the last move isn't Rest, what? Gothitelle without Rest? But we just go into Rillaboom here. Now, my play should have been to just U-turn on this thing, because a max defense Gothitelle only takes about like 85 max from a Darkest Lariat Choice Band from Rillaboom. Crazy strong. But I did just go for it. I was kind of caught up in the moment, and I just wanted to hit this Gothitelle for as hard as I can. And in my mind, where it wasn't probably the safest strat at the time, I was just like, oh, I'll just go Hitmonlee after and, you know, knock off, probably be able to pick up the last little chip. So we do click Darkest Lariat, and we do take out the Gothitelle. Now, one of my friends calced that after the match, and that Gothitelle had to be like max Spadef nature, because if he's running defense, he should eat that every day without that being a crit. We do see Crobat come in. No boots on the Crobat, oddly enough, so I don't think he was really expecting rocks. We do see Crobat go for the Defog, though, as we head into Musharna. Can't really say I was really expecting Musharna to 1v1 the Crobat with our only move being Moonblast, but he don't know that. So he did show before that his switch in was Incineroar to this, so I'm just going to throw off a Baton Pass. Now, this was a good move to go into Hitmonlee, but it did lower our attack, unfortunately, which I didn't really pay attention to at the time. But it works out for us because we actually get a lucky crit there, and I'm real sorry that happened. Like, that Earthquake should have only done about half with us being a negative attack. Close combat would have just killed the Incineroar, but with possible Toxapex coming in, it just would have ate that close combat up. Crobat could have definitely come in as well, but, you know, then it's got to play with me hitting Stone Edges or not, but it's definitely... if you ask me, in that matchup, it's definitely more in his favor. But we do crit the Incineroar, which is awesome. It lets Kyurem run a little bit more wild, as well as Musharna. He does click in. He does bring in Hitmonlee. He does bring in Tapu Koko next. And it's awesome because I envisioned for Hitmonlee to come in on Koko, but with Koko coming in to kill Hitmonlee, it pops our Seed, makes us faster than him, and then we're able to hit him with a nice Earthquake to get him good and low. And with that range, he's in range of Body Slam from Tauros every day of the week. Grassy Glide, if it didn't kill it full, it definitely kills now. As well as it dies to a Kyurem Earth Power. So that's really good damage for us as Scarf Tauros does come in. He should read the Scarf or the Dynamax here. He does go into Toxapex as I do high horsepower there. I did see this thing coming in, which is why I went for the high horsepower. Not sure if Body Slam did more at that point because, you know, sheer force boost and stab. But it is what it is. I'm trying to get some... trying to get some good damage on Toxapex, and I'm just clicking the super effective move. But I got to get the heck out of here. Toxapex will eat another one easily, even a Max Quake, so I just go out to Kyurem. Pretty riskless move here because Kyurem is probably one of the best defensive answers my team has for this Toxapex as I fire off an Earthquake on Pex. It's going to set up a Toxic Spikes, which is fine. I halfway expected him to switch out here, which is why I go into the Freeze Dry to catch Crobat, but he does leave it in. We let Pex go down. There's a huge threat that's gone. Can't say he really had a Kyurem switch in at this point. Koko comes back in. Dazzling Gleam is very threatening. I did expect this thing to be Specs from calculating like earlier Grass Knot damage versus Musharna. Dazzling Gleam plus the points of damage, not enough to kill us, so we are just going to Moonlight up, trying to 1v1 this thing, preserve Musharna, because Musharna is gone. Tapu Koko is a little bit more of an issue. Trapinch is actually going to come out here on our Moonlight, and I just completely, forgot that this thing could Dynamax, and I just go for a Calm Mind here, because if I pass in, a 1 or 2 Calm Minds into Kyurem, it's over. Kyurem just sweeps. Dazzling Gleam from Tapu Koko at that point would do less than half. But my oversight kind of pays off for him because he is going to Dynamax on our Calm Mind and completely annihilate us with a Max Quake. Now, honestly, the crit is kind of a bummer. Trapinch has 10 speed. You saw Musharna being an extremely slow Pokemon did outspeed Trapinch there, but it is what it is. It's not really a big deal. We could have Baton Passed out into something else, but it doesn't really matter. It's a Dynamax Pokemon. We don't want to mess around with it, especially when we have Choice Band Rillaboom to just come in, Grassy Glide this thing, and knock it out. Trapinch gone. We kill in a Dynamax from full. That thing's weak. That thing has 45 defense stat. I don't know what its HP stat was, but it wasn't enough. And now for this play, looking at my team, both Kyurem and Tauros pretty much take care of what's left. The combination of them really take care of what's left, so I just take my Grassy Glide chip on Crobat and just let Rillaboom go down here. Just wanted to clear the way for my boy Tauros to just come out. We have the Crobat at 50%. We have the Koko at less than 50. That's Body Slam range. So Tauros is just going to come in here, and we're going to click Body Slam once. That's Crobat down. Koko's going to come out. Next, is it Scarfed? We will see. Gonna get rid of our terrain, and we're just gonna body slam again, and Coco's gone. So 2 kills for Tauros. It's looking real good. So this guy was a really good battler. Very nice, very nice. He doesn't have a CCS score on the Draft League site yet. But I feel like with making good plays, like he did the whole game, like he made really nice defensive plays. He trapped what he needed to trap with Gothitelle. I feel like this guy is definitely a threat to not take lightly. But yeah, that's awesome. We're gonna bring the Augusta Agrons to 4-3. We're on a little bit of a win streak here in the ASL. Super excited. Hopefully we can keep it up, you guys, and hopefully you will join me back next week to see how the Augusta Agrons perform in the ASL. You have a great day.